So we sliding through the town, man. We sliding through the town.
How we get down?
Got the birthday boy with me.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, we on the 5th. Yeah, the 5th boy. Got one for you now.
Man, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, so you can get more updates. Comment down below, man. Send your condolences to Takeoff. It's a tough time for his family right now. I can't imagine what they're going through. But, you know, we just got some more of the facts that came out in the whole situation with the Migos rapper Takeoff. So they were in downtown Houston, man. And this was at some party, man. This was a private party. So every single person that was actually at this private party had to have been invited or had to have known somebody to get in, came with the entourage, right? Now, this is like a bowling alley of some sort that was at this party as well. Like, this is where the location was. And what happened with Takeoff, the whole situation was actually outside. So this is all the facts, right? Make sure you subscribe, get these facts. So when they were outside, they were doing a dice game, right? And this happened downtown Houston, bro. Right in downtown Houston. There was some type of altercation because they were playing for a couple minutes. And, you know, they're going right now to get all the surveillance from all the nearby businesses, because in downtown Houston is a lot of cameras out there. You got to understand, man, that even though Houston might seem big, but if you know every little cut and direction of downtown and where all the cameras are, it's actually very small if you really think about it. And so how come something like this could just happen right there in the middle of the downtown, like while everybody's outside? Because this is yesterday and stuff. So, you know, everybody was outside yesterday, and you know that they were partying and stuff. Now, when you see this video of Quavo, he's with people, you know, they're in the lowrider, but where's Takeoff in this situation? So, like, at some point, Quavo and Takeoff got split up, and Quavo went and hopped in the car with other people. And then when he pulled up, I guess he was supposed to meet Takeoff there. And once he got there, he already has seen they were outside shooting the dice now, allegedly. So, you know, that just based off of this, you know, Quavo's not with Takeoff in this video. And so we're just wondering, where was Takeoff at this moment? Was he already at the party? Was he on the way there too? Because on his Instagram, he only posted the picture here that I got on the left. The picture on the right is his last Instagram post, and it showed him outside. Maybe that's where it was. I think that, I mean, if that was posted yesterday, then, you know, that might be what he wore to the party. So y'all got to keep in mind that this whole situation is kind of weird now, because of the fact that you see how there's Quavo with, you know, riding with other people, Takeoff's not there, and then all of a sudden, you know, they have to meet each other there. So we don't know what was going on and who they were hanging out with and who all these people were, but we got to understand a couple things. You know, people in Houston really know what's going on, because the streets in Houston are talking right now, and they're saying a whole lot of stuff about, you know, they're trying to piece it all together. They're like, okay, so why is all this stuff, you know, still happening in Houston? Like, who's really calling the shots and all that stuff like that? So, hey, this is a crazy situation. And basically, from all this, man, it's very iffy at these dice games. You know how it's always the house got to win something. You got to break the house off on something. And anything could end up happening because of all the egos and everything. And, you know, Takeoff probably had his jewelry and all that, and so some of the guys at the dice game probably weren't superstar rappers, a part of a big group and had #1 hits. They might not have been able to take some of the losses that happened in the dice game. And so because they were saying that Takeoff might have won, you know, a little bit, and so it kind of got the people heated. I don't know if they were telling him to, like, give the bread back or something, because he's already kind of rich and famous, you know, off the records and all that stuff. But basically, it's a bad look, man. It's a bad situation for this to happen in downtown like that at this private party. Because if this happened at the private party, then they got to know who it was that came in and inside, and everybody that came in the door and came out the door. because there's security there. They got people who have to check in. You can't just walk up into anything. If you know anything about private parties, you have to show an invitation at the door. No one can just come up and walk up. Even if you're a celebrity, I mean, you would have to be like A-list in order for them to just let you be getting in through the door if you're not on the invite of the 50 people who was allowed to come in. And so it's a very weird situation and stuff. And a lot of people said they seen Takeoff get hit, but everybody fled the scene and ran off. Like a lot of people, when everything happened, they took off running, went around the corner into the parking garage, and they got in their cars, or they ran down the street to where their cars were parked on the side of the road. And, you know, either they didn't even like care that there was still 30 minutes to an hour left on their parking meter. They just ended up leaving right away because the whole situation already went out of hand. It got blown out of proportion. It's like, you know, it started off as like a, you know, a little dice game just to kind of, you know, the festivities and all that they were doing, and they were kind of partying, turning up. They had their cups, they had their drinks poured up, they rolled up outside, they were hanging out, you know, chilling in the front, just like how you always see people doing. And then they were, you know, everyone was having fun at that time. It was all cool, it was all smiles, right? And then all of a sudden the game started going, people started, you know, talking trash, just like how it is when you play on basketball or something like that. Like, people started talking trash, right? It got heated, it got very competitive. And then one thing led to another where, like, you know, somebody won a hand, or like they said the dice, something with the dice being tricky potentially, or something with, you know, like they might not agreed on a specific roll or a hit that happened or a number. And so what happened next is where everything kind of turns for the worse, because that's when the guy pretty much starts yelling and stuff at Takeoff, and they kind of go into getting back and forth. And then, now this is all alleged, and so now the dude pretty much reaches into wherever he had his stuff at, and he pulls out exactly what you think he did, and basically did the deed, did the dirty deed. He did him dirty, basically. He pretty much overreacted to the situation and took it further than it needed to go. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you're outside of a bowling alley shooting dice at the corner of the wall with a bunch of questionable people. Like, is that really the best thing for you to be doing in that situation? Now, condolences to Takeoff and everything like that. Like, you know, this is a serious situation, but y'all have to understand from this that at the end of the day, there was a mistake made where he chose to, you know, partake into this dice game. No, I don't think anybody forced him to go into it, but, you know, if they planned on it, then okay, they planned on it. But like, don't give in to that, you know, don't go into those type of activities with these people. Maybe he knew him, maybe he didn't know him. It's looking like that he knew him. It's looking like that everybody knew who these people are or whatnot, but not a lot of people are speaking up because you understand that no one wants to be, you know, considered the snitch or ratted out or told on somebody, right, tattletaling and all that. So now this situation is, you know, pretty much very like cut and dry. Like they dudes took off, and just like how Trader Truth and Zero's fight happened, where they didn't even break it up. Like the 12 was right there the whole time, and they let him get jumped. They let him duke it out. And so this whole thing too, it's like, where were they in downtown like that? And like they must not have cared that they were shooting dice out there, because technically you're not even supposed to be doing that in public like that. And so they might have just, you know, were like, oh, we don't care about that, you know, think nothing of it. And they're like, you know, probably nothing could go wrong. Then next thing you know, something goes wrong. And and everybody dips, and they don't even get the people. And so that's why, you know, they want justice for Takeoff in this situation and all that. And man, it's crazy because everybody this all happened like overnight at this party, in this private party that only like, you know, a certain amount of people were invited to. And so, and then everybody kind of got the news, you know, the East Coast got the news first out in Atlanta, because the East Coast is further ahead. And then, you know, the mid-central time got it as they were awakening. And then a lot of people in the West Coast also seen it, reacted to it. And so, but, you know, it's one of those things again where it's like, dang, you know, they wish it wouldn't have happened like this, because Takeoff, you know, was a genuinely good person, and he was, you know, calm and level-headed and stuff like that. And, you know, he did what he had to do to put his group on, and did his, you know, work in the music and all that. And so with the whole Migos situation, it's just crazy because they already had a rough situation this entire year, the whole breakup and the split up and the whole baby mama drama and everything that comes with that. So, but basically, this is an ongoing situation. So go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. You know, let me know who you a fan of. Are you a fan of Takeoff? When did you start listening to music? And I'll catch you on the next video.